Hey, welcome back. If you haven't caught one of my videos that shows how I do the embossed letters with the vinyl peel, this would be a good video to start with. Right now, the sealer is down, straight sealer on everything. I've let it set a day. I have come back in and scuffed just now, just gave it a little bit of a light scuff. I'm going to go in and shoot a little bit of color on the lettering, and I'm going to let it set up overnight. We'll be shooting the white down here on the Vendo. I'll switch here on the colors, and we'll put the red up here on the top. Drink Coca-Cola in bottles on this Vendo 81. Hang with us here, and we'll get a little bit of color on. I'm just going to put some light hits on it. Don't get too heavy. Let it fade out a little bit. And if you want to, do a bunch of little light coats. We'll let that set just a little bit. Put one more coat down. We're going to do the same thing up the top here. Let me give you a little shot, kind of what it looks like. We just shot the Vendo down here. We're going to do the same thing now on the Drink Coca-Cola. We're going to put the red color down using the same color that I'm using on the base of the machine, so nothing different. Try to do it across two different ways so you're getting the edge of the letter. Kind of catches both of them. I'll let it sit up just a little bit. Somebody asked me how quick. You know, you could go on probably as soon as you could feel that the tape, that it's not tacky, but I would say definitely give it a day, because you've got to peel that off probably the next day, and you don't want a real soft paint on there right now. You want it to get set up really nice and firm. And if tomorrow you get and you see something that you just don't like, and you see maybe a little dust nib, you can go in there and hit that dust nib tomorrow and get it taken care of. But remember, anything on the vinyl where the vinyl's gonna be laid down, you don't want to be messing with that. Get your vinyl down, because then you'll be coming over with the whole thing with white, at least on the white cap here. Hey, welcome back to Soda Time Restoration. We're back on the Vendo 81. Tonight we're going to be putting the lettering down. So as you see, the red is down. There's a sealer underneath this, and then I did the white on the Vendo down here. But tonight we're going to get started on we'll do the upper piece here on the Drink Coca-Cola. We'll try to do it step by step so you got a little bit of an idea if you're thinking about doing this on your own. I've done it both ways. You can go back on some of my prior videos. I've done a sand through effect on this, and I've ended up just doing the vinyl. I really like how clean it is. But we're going to start out, and you get the vinyl. This one here comes from Funtronics. It's to fit the logo on the Vendo 81s. What I do, if you're going to start out doing the small piece first. We're going to do the Drink Coca-Cola first. And I like to cut, and if you notice, I did it in white. So when you're laying this on top of that red, it gives you kind of a little bit of an edging, so you can kind of look at it and see if you've got it right. So you'd think you'd do it red on red, but you're going to be peeling this off anyway. So I've found doing it in the white, it helps. And I'm just going to cut this out quickly, and then I'll show you what all's involved here. So first thing I do is I'm going to cut this bottom edge off right dead on that bottom line. That way you've got a guide when you're laying this down. So cut those pieces off really tight. Don't cut into the lettering. Leave just a little bit. Leave just a little bit of an edge there, but you want that good straight edge all the way across, so you got something to kind of line up with. And you can do the top too if you want, and we will tonight. If you haven't subscribed, jump on. We're approaching the 900. When this comes out, we may be, who knows, we may be approaching the 1,000. Being a subscriber at least gives you connected on every time that we come on and do a video from the shop. We've got some pretty good things coming up for this summer, and I don't know when you'll be, what stage you are in the video, but if you want to go back, we'll have a complete teardown on this machine. Kind of a unique machine. This machine I'm doing for my sister, and I told her, I said, I don't know how many more years I'm gonna be doing this, so I said, if you want a machine, you better tell me now. So she's gonna be getting a Vendo 81, very good looking machine. It's gonna be very nice. So we're gonna start out, we're gonna go ahead and when you get your vinyl, you're gonna peel this back side off. And at times I have said, do a letter at a time. If you're a beginner and you're struggling to get everything to line up, cut those things right now and do them a letter at a time. So I'm gonna try to hit the bottom section first, and I tell you, everything is really dead on this one. From logo to logo, you will see some changes. So it's not 100% deal, and when you get it lined up, just tap it on. Do not push it really hard. Just tap everything on, check your straight across, make sure everything looks good. I always tap the bottom, something similar to that. At this point, you can then raise this other side up and see how you're hitting on the letters. This gives you a chance to peel it back off if it looks like it's off a little bit. And I tell you, it looks really good there. Sometimes the K gets off just a hair. It looks good. So I'm going to rub it in, go to each letter, go to each end of each letter, every edge, every curve. The key for vinyl to have it nice is every edge needs to be tight. Every edge needs to be very, very tight. And if you see yours and you're like, oh boy, I've really messed up, I could probably still get this peeled off and get it back on, but be careful when you're peeling that vinyl back off that you don't stretch it out, or you're going to lose your shape and your sharpness. So I think I've got it pressed down pretty good. I've went over every edge, every corner, and when you lift that first edge off, be very cautious that first corner, that it gets stuck down. And here we go. And as you see, I'm pulling this in a kind of an angle. And as you're going across here, don't rub this right now. You're probably going to have something on your fingers. If you're going to do anything, just push down. It's not like we're going to be using this vinyl here. And as you see, this one didn't pull up, so go right back and rub that in. And then come back and it should be stuck down. And as you're going, if you want to hit it again, work that corner really tight, because the corners is what's going to make the difference. Like that right there. Keep coming, and pull it in an angle that helps cut it off the paper really well. And just like that, our drink is on. If you take that backing paper, this is what I use to push down with. It's clean, it's slippery. Make sure everything is down tight. If you see something standing up on an edge, even though it's rolled off the edge, maybe just a hair, go ahead and press it down tight, because when we put like all these little rounds right here, make sure those rounds are getting pushed down on the edge. Everything I want straight down. And right there on that K is always kind of a critical spot. You want that down, but it's all looking really good. It really does. If you get a little bubble in there, work that out. But try not to rub it like this. If you're going to do anything, just push straight down with your finger. Use this really good, and you can do about the same thing. It'll apply the pressure real evenly across. All right, let's go to the Coca-Cola. We'll do the Coca. Once again, we're not going to try to do all that in one. We're going to do the C right off the bat. And probably right now, after you get this off, you'll make a decision on what edges need to get really pushed down. And just like so, boom. That's the fitment that you want. Get everything pushed down now. The edge will, the clean edge, everything pushed down on these edges will make a very, very good sharp edge then. Cautious when you're doing this that you don't tear your vinyl. Make it very, very easy. And if you got a spot where things are standing up, just keep working it. You gotta use your finger to get it down. Use your finger. Let's go on. Rest of this, kind of work it as I go, make sure it's all laying down tight. And there we go. We got our little piece to put on. There we go. So 58 minutes, drink Coca-Cola. We're going to try to get the end bottles in here right quick. Same thing applies. We'll do the end right quick. Like I said, I didn't want to make this too long, but I just think it's critical to have what you're seeing. Hey, it just doesn't just lay on there and you're done in 5 minutes. Not going to happen. I'm a little more cautious. I don't want to buy this vinyl again. So we'll do this all in one shot. So let's see how it goes. Seems like the spacing was just a hair off. Not bad, but the spacing was just a hair off. I'm liking that. That is a good stop. That's good. That's good. And that's good. All right. So, hour and 5 minutes. Not bad. Not bad. I'm liking what I see there. Just like that. Yeah, looks pretty good. Get all your edges going here. There's our V. And see what I mean about laying white on top of white. I could have, if it was available, I would have done this in red so you can see that edging really nicely. But it did not give me the opportunity to do that in that color. So it's a little bit tough to see on video, but there we go. Our Vendo is down. Our drink Coca-Cola is down. I'd say, hour 15 to do everything. And we took our time tonight. I hope we're helping you get, hopefully, your lettering all done on your machines, but stay with us. We're gonna have some color put down next. And then once we get our color on, we'll pull this vinyl off and then we'll clear this. All right, welcome back. It is the next day. We're gonna give a scuff to the sealer that we've got down right now. We've got everything done on the lettering. All the vinyl is down on both ends. We've got the Vendo down. The drink Coca-Cola in bottles is down. I'll give you a little shot of it here. I talked about cleaning up those lines with some a little bit of pin striping tape. Had a little bit of a line I didn't like there, so I cleaned it up with a little bit of tape. But make sure you go around all those edges. Tonight, we're going to be shooting one end. We're going to shoot this bottom end in red. So we're going to tape this top piece off, get everything totally covered up so don't get any red paint over in this area right now. We want to tape this off and we'll be doing white on it. But the Vendo will get covered up in red. We're going to scuff this sealer right now, and I'm using 600. Don't have to be too aggressive, just want to kind of get it cleaned up. Any little bit of overspray, get it taken care of. Do not sand over here. You can get into the white a little bit, but stay off your vinyl. And it's not much. You're just really going to clean up what you've got in sealer. We want to get that sealer kind of opened back up. That opens the pores back up, so our attachment is good. And I kind of like doing this. If you got a little dust nib or something that got into your sealer coat, this will clean that up and get your sealer ready to go again. We'll sand a little bit of a line right here. We'll be taping this off next. If you got a Scotch-Brite pad, don't use anything, definitely use a gray or something lighter. You don't want to use anything too heavy right now. And we'll put any sand scratches on. No, that's pretty good. Really come out nice and smooth. We'll be doing our base coat clear coat we're doing in the Crossfire series, and we'll be using the Finish 1 clear. All right, let's wipe that down, get it dried back off. All right, it's looking pretty good. We will be taping off the top. Be shooting red. Get it all totally taped off here. It's not that critical to keep the red paint from coming up here. It's no big deal really. I just want to put an extra round of base coat on top of anything. So one of the reasons I tape it off, gives me a good clean edge. So let me get some paint mixed up and we'll be right back. Hey, quick shot. We're getting ready to put the white cap on the top of the machine, on the main cabinet, and on the main door. Hey, welcome back. We got the base coat on last night. We're going to get ready to do the vinyl peel. I know something everybody waits for. See how it's going to come off. We'll get the vinyl off tonight and we'll get ready to clear everything. Get all our tape off here. And remember, this is all base coat. So at this point in time, you can do a little bit of repair. So if you get a dust nib or something you need to get out, you can touch that up right now before that clear goes on. So if I do that, I usually use water. I'll water sand. I know it sounds a little funny, but I will water sand this base coat in areas. I won't do the whole thing. Something real light, 1,000, 1,200 grit probably. But we'll get to the peel process here. It's all wiped down real good. It's looking good, looking real good. I always say that it takes some pretty good fingers. I usually just get a corner going. Has been my easiest thing. Once you get a corner going, it'll pop up usually for you. I say that and then it doesn't do it. There it goes. There we go. It's been basically a day on this time frame. I've had times where I've waited too long, so I always do it the next day. Man, look at that. Nice edging all the way through. And remember, one thing about it, if you get a little edge that you don't like, you can always repair it at this point. Not a big deal. I probably put a heavier coats on this one than I normally do. So maybe the more coats you put on, maybe the more it affects the vinyl. But I definitely want to have the coverage. And tonight we'll probably go over areas if you do have a repair that you need to get repaired. We'll go over and show you how to touch those up. I think it really depends on how quick you get back after it. As soon as you can get the base coat to dry around it, you're good. I'm mainly doing this in the evenings, so it's the next day always for me. But if you can get in there for sure the next day, don't wait too long. If you can keep your coats, don't put so many coats down. That helps on the buildup of the vinyl. You want good coverage around it, so you don't want to get it too thin or you're going to have issues. And there we go. We're at 22 minutes. Oops, got a little stem here. There we go. And we'll go down. Let's get the Vendo taken on. Actually, the Vendo's probably been on there an extra day. I shot that the night before. We'll see how it comes off. I think how many coats you get on there makes a big difference. I may have put an extra coat of base on that top. A little spot there on the E, something that we'll fix. We'll do that probably also so you can see it, but I'll give you an idea. You can see that E, we'll clean that up, clean some of those edges up. But literally, we're at 24 minutes. We got all the vinyl pulled off. We'll come back in and concentrate on getting the lettering all perfect and shoot some clear on this. So okay, we're gonna do the touch-ups, show you how to do a few repairs. If you get your tape maybe not down just right, or you dug into it with your fingernail, which I definitely did on this one. We're gonna fix some white areas first. I use little, what I call dabbers. I get it at your local Napa Auto Parts store. Probably any automotive or paint stores are gonna have these. And just a little dabber, I've got a little bit of white here. Didn't have a real good clean edge on that E. So we're gonna clean it up. And I put our base coat's dry. So I put me a straight line on there. I probably could have done a fairly good straight line with this, but I figured, if I got a lot of people that's never done it before, this is a good way to you can just a little bit, and we'll let it set up just a little bit, make sure we got good coverage here. And we'll come back in. That T, as you see, has a little bit sticking out. I'm gonna get really picky at this point before we put this clear down, so I can clean up every mistake that I see And it isn't going to take much, just like that, boom. We got that little edge, and now that I'm looking, see that little edge right there on that B? Just got a little bit of an edge there. So I take these a letter at a time, and we're just going to clean that little edge up. I could have bumped that probably with my dabber. And do the same thing on this edge right here. We're going to clean this edge up just a little bit and make it nice and sharp. And it's just going to take about, hardly anything. One thing about base coat, it kind of lays down real nice. I'm not reducing this. If I did, it'd probably flow. If I had a big area that I was trying to fix, this would be the time to definitely do it. So let's take a few of these things off so you can kind of see that straight edge that we've got going here. Cleaned up that little spot. And this is the time to be really picky with your lettering. I'm kind of really obsessed probably having the lettering very, very nice. It cleans up that edge pretty good. And let's take this one off. That really sharpened that edge up. You know, the sharper the edge, the better it looks. So we're gonna grab a little bit of red here. This is where I dug in with my fingernail. Work that little spot, just dab it in there. Don't need to worry about brush strokes because it will lay down very nicely. Pull this up. See just a little bit of an edge there I'm gonna clean up yet. Probably could come now. We'll do one little spot. We'll probably come over it just a little bit, and then we'll come in and do a correction with, there we go. Come in and do a little bit of correction with our white to straighten that line up just a little bit. So I'd say probably we'll come in and we'll do that line and get that cleaned up, but everything else looking really nice. Tape on there. But let's take a look at the lettering down here on the Vendo. Come out real nicely. And as we get this cleaned up, we're gonna start prepping this machine, get everything ready, put some clear on tonight. So bear with us and we'll be right back. All right, tonight's the night. The clear goes down. Tonight we're using PPS gun. We're using the 1.3 tip. It's what I've been using on the last 5 or 6 machines now. Just really like it. Here we go. All right, we got our 3 coats down. I did my flashlight check, make sure we don't have any dry spots, but man, it is looking really good. Tomorrow we'll get the lights up. We'll let this dry tonight. We got 3 coats on this, and man, it's just looking beautiful. It is looking beautiful. But hey, hit that subscribe button. We're trying to hit that magical 1,000 subscribers. We have grown quite a bit in the last year and a half, so thank you everybody. Thanks for staying with us, and we'll catch you on the next one.